Intuition is a good thing, and not marrying a bias is a really good thing. This is why I did not get obliterated today. This is why I saw this before it happened. Now I'm gonna go over how the average person views this, because they think it's news. The news conveniently came right as they were supposed to come. My approach is identifying equal highs and equal lows. That means everyone puts their stop loss that is short in this on the other side. I was not one of them today, because I am not biased. I looked at the chart objectively. If you watch this video, more upside or downside coming for SPX that I just uploaded, which is this one right here. No, more downside or more upside or downside coming for SPX. I posted it on the 8th of May. Okay, and then this one. Do stocks want to push higher? What happens if it does? What is going on in macro? Right? And in this thread, I'm pointing towards these equal highs. And I'm saying the lower high in 2022 bear market is equivalent to 58.50 in SPX. That is higher than I think it will go. But from here, this doesn't feel good to be bearish on from a trading perspective. What I'm referring to when I'm saying this is higher than I think it will go is initially my plan was, as I said, well, it's been 5650 to 5700 all the way from over here. But I have no problem admitting if I think it looks like it's gonna go higher. So right here, before the pump comes, I said, looks like SPX is gonna go higher than I originally thought. Why? Very simple. Okay. Just a thought, whoever is moving the S&P 500 and ETH up in this way right now has 500 IQ and is a genius. They're engineering liquidity by forcing the bears to put stop loss liquidation on the other side of the equalize. This is what has the potential for more upside. Me attempting to fight this market structure would be me attempting to fight my own long-term equity curve performance. That is only possible because of this exact logic in the market structure that I speculated on. No thanks. Okay, and again, these are not the same. My macro view, I do not trade this. It's economic data that I believe in. Unemployment rate, GDP, yield curve, interest rates, etc. My high time frame SPX analysis gets affected by the macro view. My lower time frame SPX analysis is what I'm trading, which is what I'm showing you right now. And my ETH analysis I'm trading, which is also what I've been trading. So I've been bullish as fuck on Ethereum. And I saw the possibility for this pump just now. And I'm gonna bring up everything here. This is really important. Opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one, and most of them stink. Stick to evidence-based analysis. This is what I did here, and it's what led me to not get wrecked in this exact moment. SPX is grinding to resistance. Not sure that it's bearish from a technical perspective until it properly sweeps. The lower high in 2022 happened 3 months away from the all-time high. Right? The lower high was minus 4% away from the all-time high, but in this case, you had to sweep the equal highs by 1%. The lower high right there was 75% recovery with initial decline. I can't be bearish from a trading perspective until we sweep this. Okay? So you have to sweep this high by 1%. Okay? That would be like sweeping this by 1%, or let's say this is high by 1%. So like I said here, so I'm just neutral here on the stock market from a trading perspective. Remember, it has equal lows below at 55.80. This is not the time to speculate. Let the gamblers gamble, as in you shouldn't be trading here, and strike when a better opportunity comes along. I'm gonna take a few days off of trading. I'm just really unsure right now about price movement. It's too random. I'd rather just sit and do nothing. I'll scout some crypto, but I probably won't post analysis because trading is this is how you get chopped up. Being bullish or bearish here is just stupid if you're trading, in my opinion. I do not buy and hold. I'm a trader. Makes zero sense for me right now to have bias here. When I'm trying to look at the chart objectively and find evidence that suggests what it's more probable to do. Again, it goes back to the quote. Okay. Opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one, and most of them stink. Stick to evidence-based analysis. Okay. Always important to acknowledge if you're wrong and admit it. In this case, I'm not really wrong 6 hours ago. I'm showcasing why it could go higher than I thought after having 5650 to 5700 SPX target from 5200 and talking about being neutral from the same price right now. I was bullish from 5200 to 5650 to 5700 publicly on my YouTube channel and on my Twitter. You can go back and watch my videos. Bearish from 5650 to 5700 once it hits my price target. Then now I flipped neutral a couple of hours ago before the pump happened. Just be willing to flip bias or flip neutral instantly if new data presents itself in the chart. That's what it did. Equal highs and it was grinding against it. Is that not what I said? I said that whoever is moving this is a genius. They're forcing everyone to put stop loss and liquidation. I'm not going to put my stop loss and liquidation on the side, attempting to short that. I'm not going to attempt to fight that market structure. Why would I do that? Right? It was grinding into resistance. That's not bearish from a technical perspective until it properly sweeps. Well, now it's properly swept. But is there enough evidence to suggest that this is the peak? No. You can only look back at 2022 and say, this is what it did. We rejected this far away from the all-time high after sweeping a high. again, what I'm referring to is this, okay? When you look right here, okay? You rejected this many days away from the all-time high, 84 days by what is the exact rejection percentage? 3.8%, 84 days later. Okay, we are down right now 5%, and it has been 82 days. So I'm not implying that this is the top, okay? But that's what happened in 2022. That's all I'm showing you, okay? I'm not shorting it here, okay? I will short it if there is more evidence in the chart that suggests I should be bearish. So here I brought everything up and so on, right? There we fucking go. That's a sweep. Thank God for my intuition telling me that it was better to flip neutral than to get wrecked. The chart was correct. Now this is where it's rejected in 2022. It's the same as this, okay? 75% recovery of the overall decline. So again, I'm only gonna use a Fibonacci right now just to show you what how far up this went, which is what I brought up in my past two videos. So I'm not implying that, you know, this is the peak, but this is exactly how far you went in the 2022 bear market, right? That's all I'm showing you. Not saying that it's gonna have the same outcome, because from right now there is no evidence. We have to drop back beneath and then make a lower high for me to be confident that it is the peak, okay, for this lower high. So here's how the average person thinks when it comes to this, and it's actually hilarious, okay? If I'm married to a bias that have blown out today, I'm not retarded though. Thank God, my intuition saves me and allows me to look at the chart objectively. All right? Here is where this guy on my Twitter says, "You told me on stream that the news don't move markets. Guess what made stocks pump today? It had equal highs. It was grinding against it. I'm not. This is literally how I trade. It has equal highs, right? It's grinding into resistance. That's not bearish when taking perspective until it properly sweeps. It has so many equal highs. Everyone puts their stop loss. Again, look at what I'm saying here. Anyone that's paying attention understands. Whoever is moving the S&P and ETH in their way has 500 and is a genius. They're engineering liquidity by forcing the bears to put the stop loss and liquidation on the other side of the equal highs. This is what has the potential for more upside. It's weird that I can say these things in advance before the news come. And then the news come. This is what I mean. Show me the chart and I will tell you the news. Okay? You told me on the news don't move the market. Guess what moved stocks today? The reason why I blocked him is because the guy is not willing to listen. The technicals I literally wrote about an entire thread. It's literally done everything I wrote about. Are you stupid? Maybe you should read the thread before posting a stupid comment, right? Let me unblock him for a second here, just so I can continue reading the thread. News pumped the market. This has nothing to do with if you were bullish or bears. What did I say earlier? We're gonna go back to exactly that, what he said right there, okay? They are engineering liquidity by forcing bears to put their stop loss and liquidation on the other side of the equal highs. This is why it has the potential for more upside. And he goes, news pump the market. It has nothing to do with if you're bullish or bearish. No, the technicals pump the market. Stop loss got hit from short sellers, as I spoke about, which is why they got stopped out and liquidated at the same time. You are confused and have no idea what's going on. I do, hence why I saw it before it happened. Read the thread. I made a case right here, technicals of our opinions. I don't use moving averages, but in the stock market it actually works. This is funny. Not good for bulls, this rejects. I'm just quoting a billionaire. You can say, it's a meme, moving averages. Sure, I agree. I don't use them for trading. But Paul Tudor Jones does, and his net worth is what? Paul Tudor Jones, net worth. Okay? $8.1 billion. Yeah? This is what he said in this right here. Trend following. How do you determine the trend? You look at the 200-day moving average. That is considered one of the top three trades of all time in all of history. 1987 crash. Did your theory about the 200-day moving average alert you to that one? You got it. Had it had gone under the 200-day moving in target. At the very top of the crash, I was flat. Okay, amazing. Okay, he has 8.1 billion dollars. Okay, amazing. So I said here, not good for bulls. This rejects right here. Paul Tudor Jones, nothing good happens below the 200-day moving average. As you may have noticed, it rejected. Whoopsie. Yeah. There are technical signs sometimes, but of course, you know, a noob doesn't get it. Okay, it's fine. Maybe you should read the chart before posting a stupid comment. And I said technicals pump the market because of this reason, right? And then I kept linking this, right? Did the news dump the market there too? In your view, yes. In my view, it was the technicals. You do whatever works for you, and I'll continue doing whatever works for me. Again, you had technicals during this drop when it's rejected there, in that exact example that I brought up right here, right? You had the warning sign, you got the drop, and then the news came. That's fine, okay? But if you want to make money trading, you can't wait for the news, okay? Did the news down the market there too? In your view, yes. In my view, it was the technicals. You do whatever works for you, and I'll continue doing whatever works for me. This is why my equity curve looks like this, and yours doesn't. Okay, Mr. Always Right. What do you call this then? Hindsight. You're retarded. Now you get blocked because I'm not gonna argue with a fool. You're not even listening to what I'm saying. I made multiple videos and literally everything this thread pointed towards higher. You're illiterate and stupid. Watch my past two videos. Crazy Amorians cannot read a chart. This is why I'm profitable. 99.99% of the peasants are not. Nothing I say will ever satisfy a moron. I know how to read a chart. I'm the most profitable trader you're gonna find. Because I'm not retarded in the head and I read the chart objectively when I'm trading, such as in this thread in my previous two videos. There's nobody that has given as good analysis, okay, since here on the stock market as I have. Nobody has done that. I have gotten this by far the most correct. And same thing with Ethereum. Go back and watch my past couple of videos on Ethereum. Okay? And the good thing here is that this puts me in a situation where I am bullish on Ethereum and I'm along Ethereum and I'm benefiting from the upside. So the news is helping me. So don't think that I'm getting hurt. I'm benefiting from the pump. Okay? So who's winning here in the end of the day? It's me. Who saw this before this happened? It was me. There you go. Okay? So I'm not gonna attempt to argue with a fool, and this is why I'm gonna block this guy again. And if you want to argue with me, then show me your equity curve. You're not a good trader. I am. So that's all. Take care. Enjoy. And here you go. This is a good example, a perfect representation of show me the chart and I will tell you the news. It had equal highs. It was grinding against it. That means the liquidations are about to get hit. The liquidations get hit and the news come. Boom. Whoever wants to sell into that can do that because now they exit liquidity from both the forced buying from the short sellers getting stopped out and liquidated and the news where people FOMO in. Take care, enjoy, and peace.